Hi, Andy McCone. I'm Carl Ford. Welcome to this conference call, this video call. Just for our listening audience, tell us who you are and what you really do.
Well, hi. Thank you, Carl, for having me today. We appreciate it. My name's Andy Mancone. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing for KTS Wireless here in beautiful Lake Mary, Florida, in the Orlando area. And we are the Whitespace guys.
Excellent, excellent. So congrats on getting your FCC approval. I also see you have some overseas partners. What is your channel strategy to how to get to the customer?
Well, first of all, thanks for the mention of the FCC. That was a lot of hard work by the talented folks here in the engineering group who were first to market with an FCC certifiable solution that works and is available today. We do have, we are very dependent on partnerships at just about every level, and thankfully that includes overseas partners also. Our main coordinating partner is in the UK, Mr. Barrett Patel, the managing director for Signcom Limited, and he helps us through some old networks from the old PCOM days, which is one of the companies we founded and spun off and sold. We have a very cohesive network through EMEA and ASEAN regions. So pretty much covers the rest of the world. And through the hard work of folks like yourself, as well as Spectrum Bridge, the database providers, Adaptrum, Carlson, Newell, all those folks, Whitespace is pretty much top of mind in a lot of those regions, so it's playing well with our efforts to reach them.
Excellent. So on your site, I saw a number of press releases, and it was clear you see some vertical adoption going on with Whitespace. Can you talk about why TV Whitespace is the right solution for those opportunities?
Absolutely, Carl. I think we talked a little bit about this the last panel discussion, perhaps in Miami, but I think that the emerging picture within wireless technologies is it's almost like a five-piece jigsaw puzzle with 2.4, 900 technology, 5.9. They all have their places, but when the old analog TV channels were opened up for use, it was a great, really highly functional area of radio physics that gives you non-line of sight capability, much greater range than Wi-Fi, and it's great for micro backhaul, for a number of different applications, and it plays well with some of the legacy technologies out there, such as 2.4. When we began testing out in the field and working with some of the earliest adopters and the folks who really got it, some of those were in precision agriculture. And precision ag, it's really interesting that this week Ag Technologies down in Cordele, Georgia, began rolling out their new Ag Uplink service, one of the very first ag-focused wireless networks for the collection of sensor data and all the other exciting applications rolling in precision agriculture. We're very privileged and honored to be a part of that infrastructure with our Whitespace products.
Excellent, excellent. So you mentioned 2.4. Is TV Whitespace a backhaul or main pipe service? And from the end user perspective, it's Wi-Fi?
That's not an unfair statement at all. I think that Whitespace, as presently constituted by KTS Wireless, which we position as what we call Telemetry Plus or SCADA Plus. Obviously, our maximum burst rate is 3.125 megabits. So we're positioning for the folks who would be very happy with, a couple of megs or the ability to dial it down to 100K, 200K, 500K. We have Viterbi coding, which gives you greater distances depending upon what what throughput you select. So it's very functional, and it's a great tool. And in that vein, we, it's primarily a backhaul, or you could almost call it a micro backhaul technology. There are new ways, in addition to being a backhaul, there are new ways where we will be cellular offload also, with the exciting new interplay and the new applications that are being developed and migrated to devices like tablets and smartphones. It's going to give the users the choice to either use cellular carrier coverage to deliver that application, or, there are times, especially in rural areas, where cellular is too intermittent for some mission critical applications. The end user vis-a-vis their smartphone can toggle over to our white space network and have continuous coverage. So it's going to be really exciting. It may take a while for the user community to kind of sort through that and, come to that, to understand it well and feel comfortable. But we think our positioning is really, really great.
So speaking about positioning, your solutions have been ruggedized for kind of extreme weather situations. Was that based on specific markets?
Kind of. It was also positioned as to achieve a functionality that we think adds to the efficiency of the radio. Since we can, the radio is ruggedized and it has very low power requirements. It runs on a waterproof PoE connection. You can literally lessen the amount of cable that you have to run to the radio by putting in an NEMA enclosure or interior. You can stay right out there on the and be pole mounted, and you can lessen the amount of cable that you use, and therefore have a stronger signal, EIRP, and a cleaner signal. It's an option. Obviously, with a weatherproof radio, you can put it in an enclosure, you can bring it inside, but you have the option not to do so. Some of the new platforms coming out whose base units are larger, 19-inch rack mount. It's going to be a slightly different scenario in terms of how they're connected and what the resulting attenuation will be. So it's just a different approach, and we think a more flexible approach for our customers.
Okay, and in some of the conversations we've been having here, it's obvious that there's kind of a single customer player. So have you been working with any of the database companies? Do you expect they will play a role in your rollouts going forward?
Yes, we've worked really closely with Spectrum Bridge, and we've worked with them in obviously making sure that we have a good level of integration with their database and how everything works and smooth process and everything. That's worked very well. We haven't engaged with other database providers at this time. We think, eventually on the long haul, it probably makes sense, and we would invite the folks who used to be known as Telcordia to also potentially work with us. But our primary right now is Spectrum Bridge, and we've learned a lot in some of the testbed testing and then some of the production networks that we've worked together on. It's been a very good relationship.
Excellent, and that new name is iConnective.
Right.
So.
I pull it out of thin air, and I apologize.
Yeah, it's fine. I trust me, as someone who used to be at Bellcore, it's hard for me to make the transition from Telcordia to iConnective. So I'm with you on that. So Andy, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. And
hey, Carl, I just wanted to add before we leave that we have a new product coming out, which is a portable white space hotspot.
Oh, nice.
And the portable white space hotspot, pursuant to what we were talking about, is going to work really very closely with 2.4 technology so that folks can slingshot around some really, really large and foreboding obstructions. So we're rolling out in a full-page advertisement this week with Farm Equipment Magazine, advertising a fully installed network on site, installed, training provided, and everything for $9,995, and we think it's going to be kind of disruptive in the market. It's going to be a great opportunity and a way for dealers to implement white space on a low-cost basis and begin the process for those ag dealers to begin rolling out that technology to their customer base. So we're very excited.
So send me a copy of the ad, and we'll post it with this thing.
You bet. We are co-branded with Tesco in this endeavor, and they've been fantastic partners for us in getting out the educational effort in the white space market, which we could always use more of. And so, we'll be happy to get you this co-branded advertisement with Tesco, and we appreciate you spending some time with us and letting us update you on what's happening.
Great. Andy, thank you again.
Thanks so much.